Hi, my name is Joshua. I'm with Blue Phoenix Creative, and I was on Google and I searched construction companies in Plainville, Mass. And your site came up on page three, so the 23rd, so just after the end of page two. And I wanted to kind of go over, your website and like how you can get more, conversions and more traction on your website. Um, so, one thing is that, first off, the site is not terrible looking. I just think there's some better things you can maybe do with your communication and also just the sense you get when you come onto the site. So first off, I'll start with the visual piece. This is quite darkened a little bit. I mean, it's not too bad, but it is darkened a bit. And then also, I think that this picture of the restaurant, actually, I've got it up here, actually would present really, really well in terms of like a full screen, almost even top to bottom full screen image. So if we look at the site, I'm going to refer to the site quite a bit because I feel like they did a really good job on not just their visuals but also their communication. And so I'll kind of go over like what they did well and compare that to with like how you can do that on your site. So all right. So like I do think that getting something like this takes up a lot of space, right? The vertical space. And I think that if you were to move this up a bit, maybe to right there even, it would create more room for, the visual piece. And then also this connected right against the image, like the carousel here. It kind of makes it very cluttered. It's like there's a lot going on and it's moving. So I feel like that kind of is distracting. All right. Whereas with you come on here, it's very clean, and um, this has a lot of wow effect. Like it's a visually stunning kitchen. Looks really nice. The contrast between the cabinets and the backsplash, and you kind of get it captures your attention. And in general, you have about 3 seconds to capture someone's attention when they click onto your website, or you lose them, and 7 is typically the max estimate for that. But having a visual image that draws them in, and then having it not be too cluttered or chaotic or too much stuff going on, helps people to feel more comfortable. And so all that stuff can help lower what's called a bounce rate, which is where they click onto your site and then leave. Um, and Google tracks that. So anyway, and the thing about Google tracking it is if people jump on your website and then they leave, that can negatively impact your SEO. So even just making a change like that, like less going on, things a little more spaced out, that can really really help. So um, and then the communication piece, like this, I feel is like redundant to the logo, right? For the most part. Commercial construction company is, of course, new compared to but like I don't feel like this is the best use of the communication here. So if you were to like shift this over, for instance, and put commercial construction company underneath of it, and then shift your menu up, that creates the room, right? And then you have more space for actually marketing, putting your marketing communication. And so if we look at RWC's marketing communication, it says discover an easier path to remarkable results. And remarkable results is in yellow, but it doesn't really tell you what the remarkable results are, right? And the beauty of that is that you can imagine like an invisible line over here, right? It's like the user, the person reading the website gets to fill in the blank, and they know what they came to the website for. They know what they're looking for. They know what the project is. And so when they read like an open-ended statement like that, they just plug in, like as they read it, like they're plugging in their project, right? So that helps them become immersed in visualizing, like they want remarkable results, right? And then they're envisioning, because it's an open-ended statement, they're envisioning their own thing there. And so that's helpful to help capture, right? You want to capture the attention when somebody comes onto the site. So, um, and then if they are curious, like there's a quick, here's what we do, at the bottom. And I think like this is one thing that I noticed that your site does not have. I had to click into your industries page to kind of get an idea of, okay, office spaces, retail, restaurant, all that. And I think that putting that type of thing, like instead of having this here, putting that type of thing somewhere like below the here what's called the hero section, which is this first piece. That would really help to give people a fast idea of exactly what you do, and it could be like a banner like they did, or it could just be a section below that with 6 icons or something, and um, yeah, and then that way you're communicating that right up front. Like, this is what we like. There's no doubt, right? This is your homepage. Like, you need to give a fast snapshot of what you do without them having to click into the industries page. And that in itself, like, a confused mind says no. And if they go in here and look and they're not quite sure, I mean, they see some stuff, but but they might not put all of it together, and so I think, like, if you can communicate that in both the pictures and the words, I think it'll be a lot more clear, because you have some people who are visual and some people who read, right? So I think, like, capturing that visual audience is good, but also capture the audience that is more inclined to read the words, or at least the headlines. Um, I want to also focus on some of the other pieces that RWC does well. In marketing, right? You want to become there's a lot of companies that will they'll put, like, oh, we do this, we do that, we do the other, blah blah blah. And I don't think it's bad to put what you do, right? Like, you should put that. Just like, this is very succinct, right? Like, it's not like taking up like massive portions of the website. It's just like, boom, here's what we do, 1 2 3 4 5, and then that's it, and then they move on, which is good. So you want to, as opposed to being like, here's what we do, bye 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 bye, it's more like you want to become the trusted advisor in that relationship, and you want to start setting that tone on the website. A lot of companies are really good at communicating that via their sales team, right? So the sales team is good at getting that report. They're good at communicating, and what do you need, and like, it's all about the customer, right, when it comes to sales. But when it comes to websites, companies tend to view the website as like a billboard, and I think that's a really, really big mistake. And that's one of the things that this company, RWC, does pretty well, is they come alongside them as the trusted advisor, as the trusted partner, as the guide to getting the success that the client's looking for, right? So that's communicated in their verbiage, right? So discover a partner you can trust, okay, and then they tie it back into the company, or to the person, to the customer, to bring your vision to life, and so it's all about the customer, but they're positioning themselves as that trusted partner with a statement, okay, and I think that's really huge, and it sets a very different tone with the person on the website compared to, hey, here's what we do, bye bye bye, and then you see more of that in this next paragraph, which I'll go over real quick. We understand that choosing the right home professional to build your dream space can be a daunting task. So it's like, we know you may be a first time homeowner. You've never done this before, and we deal with people just like you all the time. And that's what this sentence communicates. And so it helps to ease trepidation and further draw them into that relationship, right? So you need the knowledge to make the best decisions for your home and feel secure in your partnership with your contractor. So now it's, you're kind of educating in this sentence. It's like, you need the knowledge, which, to make the best decisions. They probably already know that, but, and feel secure in your partnership with your contractor. So it's, again, emphasizing this partnership, right? And including with the words. And then the next sentence is, RWC will help you navigate every step of the process to build a space that reflects who you are. So again, it comes back and ties it back into to the customer. We will help you navigate every step of the process, and then to build your dream, to build for the reason you're here, the reason you're on this website, right? And if we go down here to this yellow section, we see more of this. We listen with over 30 years of experience, fully licensed and insured team will, with over 30 years of experience, fully licensed and insured, and a team ready to help you at every step, make your home truly yours with remodeling with RWC. So, so it also says, like, we listen up here. So it's 30 years of experience under the heading we listen. So the context is like, we listen, and we have 30 years of experience doing this, and it ties it back into their vision here, and then we inform, providing clear and consistent communication throughout the entire process from start to finish, so that and then we deliver. That's the guarantee that they're in this for the long haul, right? So and then they also have testimonials, which is great for social proof. So So that's good. And then one other thing that they do really well is like a lot of times, when people go onto a construction site, they have like essentially like two options: contact them or leave, right? Um, and so there's a lot of companies, probably 30% or more, that do not that like, or sorry, a lot of clients, probably 30% or more, who do not want to reach out to you right now. Right? They're on your website, they're kind of shopping, they're looking around, they're not sure what they want. Um, and they're not really ready to get on a call or maybe start that communication. So for those people, they're just going to leave, right? And what they do really well here on the site is they provide a case study. Or this isn't really a case study. This is more like get inspired. So it's like but then they do have like case studies as well. Um, so having these different options are kind of like an in-between process. So you're like, okay, if we can identify where the customer is in their buying journey, or buyer's journey as it's called, then we can say, okay, right now they're just looking and they want to get ideas. Boom, here's some more ideas, and give us your email. And especially if you've done any ads or you're planning to do ads, this can really help because you're getting at least something for your advertisement dollars. And otherwise, even if it's just SEO, you're still getting something when they come to your site rather than losing them entirely, right? And then if this is more specific to remodeling, and I think this would work well if you were targeting, well, they do remodeling. So, but if you have like a different segment of if we go to your industries and we say, office spaces, restaurants, if you're doing ads or something, you could push people to these different pages and have them set up where the communication and the case studies match, the purpose of that page, right? And so that you're identifying, with your targeting, with your ads, you're sending them to the right place, and then you're communicating with them based on their needs and where they might be before they're ready to actually reach out to you, So that's kind of another thing that this site has done really well. And I didn't build the site. I found this yesterday, and I was, yeah. So I kind of using this as a case study or a sample. So, all right. So in terms of your site, I do think, more communication, cleaning it up a bit, making this a little bit less, where it's moving and distracting and things like that, and giving, the design a little more room to breathe. Brightening this up, I think is really useful. And, I would say consider using that image of the restaurant, because I think it's kind of squashed down, but I think if you can get, let's say it was a full page and you didn't quite show all the ceiling, something like this, even if it's stretched back out because it's short right now, that would look really, really good, just right on your homepage. And so you'd have like a banner here at the top, and then you'd have almost a full screen of that image. You could also do it where that is a carousel where it changes a little less frequently, maybe like every 3 to 4 seconds, where in the more smooth. This is very like sharp, and the movement is very rigid. But if you can like swish in and out of different pages, you can show the different industries there as well, or different steps that you want your customers to take, or be aware of, different aspects of your company. So, yeah, I think overall, I think that's basically the changes I would recommend. One other change I would recommend is considering redoing your logo, because logos work better with an image attached to them, like an icon or something. And as as you're working on like branding, people to your image, you want them to get that brand recognition, and visuals help with that, kind of like we were talking about appealing to people who, visually see what you do, and versus, the written communication about what you do. It's similar with the logo, right? You want that visual, you also want the communication. So Bristol Construction definitely tells them what you do, where you're at, but then having an icon or something as well. And you'll find that you can use that icon in a lot of places, and all you have to use is the icon, and it's just like, this is who we are. And people will come to recognize that icon. So it's very powerful for branding in itself. So, all right, that's pretty much it. Wanted to let you know how to get a hold of me here. Blue-phoenix.net is my agency, and you can figure out like what we do. strategy, branding, marketing, and web design. And it doesn't have to be in that order, although that is the best order to, build your branding around your strategy and your marketing around your strategy, for instance. And having your web design, your website design, mirror your marketing and branding, of course. So it's kind of like a flow. But we can start at any point, and if you want to get anything done. And you can also schedule a strategy call or reach me at sales@blue-phoenix.net. Okay? I appreciate your time and have a great day.